Daughter of one of the nation's most famous motor mouths, and she's not afraid to tell it as it is either. Hello, Emily. It's so lovely to finally meet you properly. So this book, Can I Speak to Someone in Charge? And it's all sort of came about because of your brilliant blog, actually. And you talk about everything on the blog, but you thought, yeah, do you know what? I can put this into a book, or at least something similar. And it's letters to yourself, almost, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a collection of letters. I have to say, I didn't think it was going to be a book. Like, I started this blog because I had these thoughts and I didn't know where to put them. And I've grown it myself. I'm not a natural business person. I quite like writing, but this has been a really weird thing to do. And I never dreamed that it would be this big or anything like this. So when a lady at Simon & Schuster got in touch with me and she was like, do you want to write a book? I was like, yeah, obviously I want to write a book. So that's kind of how it's grown. But like, I didn't set out to do this, but it has felt very natural, like making it letters. Because I was kind of screaming for something like this when I was a teenager. So I thought, actually, if no one else is going to do it, like, I volunteer as tribute, like, I'll do it.
Well, interestingly, though, your blog, you wrote that anonymously for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I guess it's to step away from being Jeremy's daughter. I mean, this was your thing, something that you felt passionate about.
I can't hide the surname, and I'm not ashamed, you know, and whatever. So now I'm who I am, and just doing it as me, really.
Of course. Now, it's full of all different kind of subjects, really funny stuff, some quite emotional stuff, actually. And there's a lovely note, we're talking about your dad there, but there's a lovely note to your mum. Yeah,
the relationship that I have with my mum is so amazing. But I kind of wanted to be like, it hasn't always been like that, because I was a terror. Like, I was a classic teenage girl, and I was horrible. So I kind of wanted that letter to be for mums to read it and be like, OK, it's not just my child, it will be fine. And I wanted younger girls to read it, or any girl to read it and think, God, I owe my mum an apology, or a hug, or anything, really. So that's what that was.
This is it. It's in the book. And Dear Thinspiration, which I think will strike a chord with the majority of women, and indeed men, where you grow up, you think you look one way, you feel a different way, other people think you look this way. The pressure that we put on ourselves, basically.
The pressure is huge. I mean, that's why I started the blog in the first place, was absolutely because it's not just the inspiration, it's all these hashtag body goals and the thigh gap, and, you know, every single summer it's a new body trend that we've got to do, and if you're not built that way, you're not built that way. And that was I think that was probably the hardest for me to write, because it was looking very honestly at my life so far, which has not been filled with confidence and pride in my body. So, but I think that was an important one to do, and that's an important conversation to have, in that everybody feels like this from time to time. And if we don't talk about it, then we're going to continue every summer feeling that we're not beach body ready. And I mean, that's a horrible way to start your summer holiday.
Of course it is, of course it is. And actually, you talk about the online trolls, and there is a section, the Dear Online Trolls, we were talking earlier on to Frankie about it as well. It is something that we are talking about. People are much more aware of it.
Oh, my God, about time.
Yeah, and it's that chance to answer back, isn't it?
Well, I have to say, I read, I recorded the audiobook a couple of weeks ago for this, and I was reading the Dear Online Trolls chapter, and I've printed off, I've written out maybe 2 pages worth of the abuse that I've had. And the guy recording me stopped. He's like, this is brutal. Like, do you want a break? And it was so weird having to read this stuff about me out to someone who I'd never met before. He was like, oh my, like, I didn't know this happened. So, like, because for me, it's so, I hate to say it, but normal. But for someone, like, he was listening to it and like, this is unbelievable.
It's madness, isn't it?
It is crazy what people come out with.
Yeah, but as I say, it's a very honest account from your perspective, which makes it very funny in lots of respects, actually. There's so many letters in there that made me giggle. But I have to ask you, I mean, your dad has been in the press, obviously. He's been unwell.
He's on the mend now.
He's on the mend, and just going crazy because he has to try and recuperate, I believe. I was reading what he had written recently.
I think you do go a little stir crazy, but credit to the hospital, they were amazing. So he's actually been lucky, caught it early, and he's going to be all right. So.
No, that's brilliant. Well, Emily, thank you so much. It's so great to meet you properly. Can I Speak to Someone in Charge is out now. It's a very good read. Thank you very much.